Hey, thank you for tuning in to Flicks and Fades. Tonight, we're talking about the movie Uncut Gems. And it was a very interesting film.
Well, what did you think of it? What was your first initial reaction?
I honestly, I don't even want to jump into my initial reaction because I heard some people were more audible throughout the film. For myself, I'd say I like the pacing of the film. And I know for some people, like it's probably problematic or even bothersome to some degree. But for me, I enjoyed the experience of it simply because it got me. I had a reaction to it. Like I literally, like I felt like uncomfortable at times. Like holy shit, like bro, slow down, calm down. Like, and a lot of people said that to Howard, Adam Sandler's character, a lot throughout the film. You heard that. Whether it was his girlfriend.
Oh, he needs to chill out. He was doing too much. Too excited about getting that money.
He was pretty hyped up.
Yeah.
Right.
Going off.
It didn't matter if it was his girlfriend or if it was Damani or if it was his wife. Like everybody was constantly throughout the film telling him to calm down.
And watch his language, because that's where he was. He was definitely passionate about it. I could definitely tell that, but he was going for it way too hard. He just needed to chill out.
What do you mean going for what?
Like when they switched his, when they were trying to sell it, the gem, the rock, it was like half of the price that he initially wanted, and he started freaking out. And he was trying to get her to call her the girl downstairs. Yeah. He was trying to get it to where he wanted it, not what it was worth. So he was just going way too hard on it. That's what I thought.
Huh.
But it's good to be passionate about it.
I mean, I think it was more though than just this one particular gym. Like that was his life.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
In general, his life was chaotic. It was more. It wasn't. It didn't matter if it was this gym or if it was a championship ring or whatever the case may be. I mean, that's just who he was as a person. Like,
yeah,
he was going
the gambler.
to
be, he was super competitive.
Uber competitive.
Yeah.
I think for me, when the movie first started out, when they're going to, the gem mine, I was really confused of where the movie was taking us, especially when it went from the gem, flipped all through into the surgery, and it's almost like, was it trying to make the connection that this gem is his last chance at something big? Because wasn't that like surgery that Adam Sandler's character was in surgery for possible like colon cancer or something?
Yeah,
like
he wasn't having surgery. He was getting a colonoscopy.
Right.
So it just went from that mine to his asshole. I mean, he was getting a colonoscopy and then, they
How
come
they
to
switched
his
into that
metaphor.
kinda...
But I dig
this
that.
Is what this guy is he's a
No.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
artistically, is that what they were trying to present?
I honestly...
a character who's a jerk.
So we're gonna show him an asshole first, so that's it.
Yeah, no, I didn't think of his character as an asshole. I think he was just his energy was just very misguided. Like
super greedy, always trying to upstep the fuck up he just did. That's really what he was trying to do, and that's just you can't.
But
you kind of have to restart. You can't just keep going trying to fix it because he owed so much money. Then he got this gem and he tried to sell it and then pay everyone back. But then he got paid back. Then he went to go make that bet, and that was the worst thing he did. Because look what happened.
I think in his heart of hearts, though, he thought he was doing the right thing, though. It wasn't a matter of like, hey, I'm this dude just trying to rip everybody off and make all this money. I think he literally, in his right mind, he thought, yeah, if I get this money, I'm gonna take care of my kids. I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna get stuff right with my girlfriend or my wife, whichever one I'm loving at that particular moment.
Right.
He wanted to get his life right, but I just don't think he knew how.
Right.
Yeah, and getting everyone paid back is definitely a good start, but then that greediness came in. That's where he tried to do that bet because he wanted to get his money and pay everyone back. Where really, he could have waited the bet. He just wanted to get more money. I feel like.
Now, what do you guys think of the character stereotypes? Like that whole New York, gold everything, the Jewish character. Do you think that stereotype worked for this character?
For him, yeah.
Like for Adam Sandler, did it work for him because of maybe his real life background, or do Do you think it actually worked for the character in the movie?
Just for the character in the movie, because that's what type of guy he was, really. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see a problem with the character. And matter of fact, the character, the person that I found the most intriguing, honestly, was Kevin Garnett.
Right.
Because what a lot of people don't understand is, like, at one point in time, Kevin Garnett had the largest contract in NBA history. And he actually, when he retired, 2015, 2016, he retired, he was the highest paid athlete. He'd made more money than anybody in NBA history.
Right.
And at that point in time, he'd made like over $300 million.
Right.
And what people don't realize is, like, I'm not saying his acting was good. I'm not saying that by any means. But the character that he was playing himself. But that gym, like, some people might watch that movie and be like, what athlete's gonna really want that gym? They don't realize Kevin Garnett, he's a bit of a weirdo. I mean, dude, he's like, and I don't even mean to call him weirdo in like in a bad sense,
Very
but
superstitious,
that
maybe?
very superstitious.
Right.
Like, that was some very Kevin Garnett type
So
of
it's
shit.
kind of on point for who he
Absolutely,
is.
absolutely.
And, like, taking
That
it
makes sense.
overnight, not being able to give it back to him when he was supposed to.
He was in the middle of the NBA in the playoffs, but that is a very, like, if you've ever read, I used to be a big Kevin Garnett fan when I was a kid, and so he had at one point in time in his life, like, he moved all of his high school buddies from South Carolina. He moved them out to Minnesota with him, and they were like living with him,
That's
and he had a huge, like, you hear about people having entourages and stuff, but it was like, he literally, like, these dudes were like his brothers, and they were all living out there, and he was buying all the gaudy stuff, and he had the money for it, I mean, it was just interesting because I don't think too many people would know that about Kevin Garnett. I think
I wouldn't have.
Yeah, if you watch that movie, I know for myself, if I'd have seen an athlete that I wasn't familiar with, I'd have been like, nobody's really going to spend that much money on that. But Kevin Garnett was the perfect guy for that role.
Oh, he was saying, I have to have this. And he even let it affect his game, too.
Well, yeah, and when they were showing, like, him being, like, he's, like, talking all crazy, like, I need this gym.
Yeah.
And if you ever watch interviews with him after
Right.
games, he's that passionate.
Right.
He's almost like, it's almost like corny passionate. Like, he gets so hyped, like, when they won the championship, he's like, I'm going to Disney World.
Yeah,
And he's
well,
like,
anything's
he does, that's Kevin
possible.
Garnett. Yeah, anything is possible. That's where you go.
Anything's
That's what he said.
possible.
Anything is possible. And that's Kevin Garnett. So, like, he was the perfect character for that particular role, man. I thought,
Makes sense.
I dug that a lot.
I'll be honest, Kevin Garnett's the only character I liked in that whole movie. I wanted to follow Kevin Garnett on his journey with the stone. I didn't want to follow the journey.
Like, how
So,
cocky
I
would
need
that
to-
have made
Was
him?
Adam Sandler not like kind of almost creepy?
He was
Like,
kind of a
Have
little
you ever
weird.
seen Tropic Thunder?
Yeah.
Like when they changed Tom Cruise,
Yeah.
like he totally looked like the same version,
Are you talking
but
about
with hair.
Robert Downey Jr. when he changed him?
No, Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder.
Tom
Oh,
Cruise,
no,
the
yeah,
old
yeah,
man.
yeah,
He was the
yeah.
older man. You didn't
It
even
was like the
recognize
same
him.
Oh,
person
I
that
didn't
like
even
did
know.
the whole change up,
Right.
and then they painted like a bunch of Just for Men in his beard.
No, Adam Sandler. Okay, first of all, though, Paul, I heard you, like, you were making noises, like you were
I was
like you were so
frustrated.
dissatisfied.
I was so frustrated.
And
You know what's
I'm dying.
so funny though about
Yeah.
that? So
I'm
Paul
dying.
watches NBA, or he plays NBA live,
Uh-huh.
like nobody's business on his phone, and the whole time, the whole bet at the end, he was like, it's like the whole time, just
Yo,
make all the buckets.
Yeah, I was in the game when he was making the
You were.
uh,
He was very intense.
yeah, I was cracking up because I could just, I was like, I don't think Paul's digging this very much.
This movie.
I thought the movie was way too loud. It was just a big racket of noise. And at the end, when part of at the end when the one character shot Adam Sandler and killed him off, that was when I finally felt relieved.
Spoiler alert. No, it was crazy because that movie, like, it's what, 2.5 hour long
Right.
movie?
Yeah,
It was pretty long.
And
yeah.
man, I'm telling you, like, the whole time I felt anxious. Like, I literally.
I definitely was feeling like this.
I-
He needs to fucking quit his shit, or something's gotta happen.
But
I just didn't expect.
And that's why I say, I guess for me, I dug the experience. I liked the movie as a whole, and I dug the experience of it because I felt anxious the whole time up until the point, Paul, where you just mentioned, like, once he got shot, it was like that anxiety was gone.
Yeah,
It ended abruptly, and that was an experience. It's like, oh shit!
Right.
Like, I was glad that it went that way. I dug it, man. I thought it was interesting, like, his relationship with Damani.
Right, yeah.
What's his name? Damani. So
Yeah,
I thought they had a interesting relationship because it was one of those things, I think, he thought that they were like better friends than what they actually were.
Right.
And then when he realized dude had, you know, sold off all his watches that he'd given him, you know, that he was supposed to help him sell out of there.
Oh yeah.
Remember when he killed the fish?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's when he was done with him. Like
Yeah.
even before then, they'd had their little beefs or little interactions or whatever, but I think still in a very friendly manner.
Like when they were at the concert.
Had he gone to the weekend concert and he was pushing on somebody like that, he'd have got his ass whooped, you know.
Oh yeah.
Right.
But he was, you know, he had enough respect for dude. He was like, you know,
Well, he's
you're my
obviously
boy. We
pissed.
just kind of,
Right.
you know, we're just at odds and ends. But I think once he realized, like, he felt like betrayed there, it was done. He was done with it, you know.
And even like killing the fish was just kind of like he was pissed off. Like I feel like he wouldn't have done that even if he was pissed off. But it was just like damn, you really are just trying to fuck me. So there's nothing in here I can really break. Your fish are done. Like
Did you feel like the movie director was trying to make us feel anxious and just like
Absolutely.
and with the loud noises, like we were
Dude,
part of that.
that was
absolute
all part of
racket.
it. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. I dug that because that was intentional. I think that whole thing was intentional. Like you were supposed to feel like that. You know, this dude brought chaos to everybody's life that was around him. You know what I'm saying? Like his kids. You know, his kids. He had some good kids, but then you know the daughter's in the play and she sings and all that stuff. But then when he comes around, you saw how her attitude towards him was.
Right.
His
Yeah.
wife,
Right.
she's a beautiful woman. Speaking of which, you know who his wife was? Don't nobody know his wife? Idina Menzel? You know
Oh
who that
no,
is?
I didn't know. I didn't know.
You know who that is though?
No.
We don't
That's
know.
Let It Go.
We don't know.
That's Elsa
Oh.
Really?
from Frozen. Yeah, man.
Oh shit.
When I saw her name at the end, I was like, why do I know that name? And I was like, oh shit, that's Elsa.
That's
Anyway.
crazy. I did not know that.
Y'all act like that's not a big deal.
That is kind of a big deal. I didn't know that.
But no, he brought chaos to everybody's life, and I feel like as we were watching that, he brought chaos to our lives as well. And normally, if I watch a movie, like, I'm chilling. Like, I'm just enjoying the experience, and it's like, it takes me out of the real world, right?
Yeah.
But this one, not only did it take me out of my world, it put me all the way in his world, and I felt stressed the fuck out. Like,
That's
I was sitting there
really
like,
good.
oh, damn.
Yeah.
And that's what I enjoyed about it.
Yeah.
The thing that bothered you probably about
I hated
that.
the music, the sounds, the unfocus, everything. It bothered me.
When the credits
I was
go
not
up, that
comfortable at
music.
one time, one point until I got shot. That's the only time I liked the movie and when that we were watching KG. It was terrible.
Hey, they going hard on man. I feel like it was a polarizing enough movie. Like it is a love it or hate it type of movie. There's not gonna be anybody that's kind of like,
Oh, it was
that's
alright.
all right. Like you either love that movie or you hate it, and I loved it. Like I would watch
See,
it
I
again.
didn't think it was bad, but I wouldn't say that it was like good. Like it's definitely a one and done.
Yeah,
I
that's
wouldn't
how.
go see it again.
I wouldn't like. If it was on, I wouldn't pay attention probably. But it was definitely a good one to go watch and be in the theater for because it really like how you said it, like you felt you were in there, took you out of your own life, put you in there. I felt like it did
Well,
that.
you know
to
what I
make me
think.
feel.
Right.
like
you know what I
that.
think also increased the intensity. That was my first time in Metro,
Yeah.
and like being that close to the screen, it was like real close and personal. You know what I mean?
Super
Which I think
personal, yeah.
intensified the intensity in the movie, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and you know what? I like that you said that because too, even though you feel close to it, it's not like when you're at a big theater and you feel like and you sit in that first row or in the first 3 rows and you're like breaking your neck.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it's like it's a comfortable experience.
Oh yeah, it was
You're
perfect.
close,
for sure.
but it's very comfortable.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know, you're not
definitely.
breaking your neck. You don't feel too close. Like it's like perfect.
Right. Yeah, they got a cool little setup there. That's for sure.
For me, I guess I just had a hard time figuring out what the movie was trying to like. Was it showcasing like people who have a lot of chaos in life? You got to kill off the chaos, and if that's
Kill the
moral-
noise.
You know, if that's the moral of the story, though, I wasn't inspired by that movie to go do such thing. Does that make sense? That's where I was like.
I really took it as don't get addicted to something that could really kill you because anything like that, gambling, like trying to bet on games, even having jewelry like that isn't really worth shit, but trying to pawn it off like it's worth more, like that shit will definitely get you shot quick.
Well, yeah, and I think that and too, and like the ultimate need for greed and never being satisfied. Look at where it gets you.
Yeah, he was
It's
never.
It's like a, you know,
Bam.
like it's almost like
That-
it leads you into an abyss. Well, that's what the opal is. It's an abyss.
Right. And
It's
every
just
time
an
he had a
endless
little
thing.
hit,
That's good. I like that.
and every time he got a little hit, it was like, all right, let me take this money, let me double it.
Oh
I
yeah,
gotta
he was
double it.
never
Double
satisfied.
it.
I got to
That's
double
the-
it. No, you hit the nail when you said that though.
Right.
Talking about just
You don't need
it
double
was never going to be enough.
Right.
Even him hitting that 1 point whatever at the end, that wasn't going to be enough.
He was
No.
definitely going to take all of it or some of it and gamble at
But
trying
Well,
to.
and you know those guys that I'm not good with names of movies. I apologize, but the you know the two guys that were kicked out.
Yeah, the
Family
two.
members? Yeah, so those guys were like his day oneers, his people that were down for him.
Right.
And when he turned his back on them, but everybody else that he was keeping close to him that were nothing but greed, look at what happened in the end. He lost everything. Yeah, exactly.
Except for Julia.
She was going.
She was a rider.
She was headed back.
She was
to-
a rider.
Greedy.
Huh?
She was greedy.
Yeah, she was.
I bet she took that money and didn't even go back. She didn't go check him. She probably don't know if he's dead or not.
No, I think she definitely went back. What,
Oh, yeah.
what about her character made you think she wouldn't go back? She could have been with the Weeknd.
Shoot,
And she
right.
went back to Howard. Y'all are missing the point. Bruh, she could have been with the Weeknd and she went back to him. I think she was a rider.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like she might have been greedy and all that, but she was down for him. She got his name tattooed on her ass, bro.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Y'all are tripping.
Oh,
she
yeah,
was
she
down for
did.
him.
That's true.
She
that's
was
true.
all the way down for
She
him.
was definitely. Yep, that's true. That's super true. Fuck, what?
I'm sitting there like,
What were you
I need
laughing
me a
at?
Julia.
She's
Yeah.
like,
huh?
I'm sad
Oh
too.
God, yo. When he's like, I'm a fucked up, I'm so bad, and she said, baby, I'm sad too. Yo, I lost my
I was
shit.
like, there goes that female stuff.
I lost my shit. I couldn't. I'm
I
awkward.
think we all died.
I'm
laughing.
awkward when people are crying anyway, myself included. Shit. And when two people are crying together and they're trying to console each other and they're both crying, it's just really awkward. And it was funny. Adam
It was
Sandler's
funny.
teeth were a little big in his mouth, and it
Right.
was just a funny scene.
I hate how he
Do you think those
looked.
were his real teeth or
No,
fake teeth?
they're
No,
definitely not.
that
Those
was
are like
not his
some
real teeth.
hillbilly plumper.
At the beginning, when they're like showing him getting it done, and
Getting what?
when they're
Getting a colonoscopy?
yeah, and he was like sitting on the table, it looked like his teeth were super big. I don't know if you know. That's what his
Yeah.
face caught me off guard. I was like, what the fuck? Doesn't really look like him. But yeah,
Yeah, those were definitely some.
those are big boys right there.
Yes.
What else what other characters you like? I liked I think it was the brother-in-law.
Oh, I said his name wrong.
It was kind of like the guy that was his, like, always wanting to collect money, is always trying to almost beat him.
That was like his uncle or something like
Was
that.
that his
Yeah.
uncle?
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
He was at the family thing, family dinner.
I know.
What
I
do you
keep
think of him?
saying-
I liked his character. He seemed very focused amongst the chaos, and he had a purpose. I really enjoyed him.
Homeboy had money though too. And they pulled up at the end. Remember him and his son when they were leaving?
Right.
And he had a chauffeur of like a Bentley chauffeur and shit. Like, yeah, I dug him. I think I don't know, man. There was so much more to get into, and that's why I guess what I really enjoyed about it, because honestly, the focal point of the entire film was Howard. There were so many other people we wanted to know about, or maybe hear about, like, how did Uncle have money like that, you know? What was the initial beef? Why did everybody have this big beef with Otto, you know? Like, he was obviously the antagonist throughout the entire film. But then even he meets the same demise as Homeboy, as Howard, you know?
Right.
Which is a trip, because I thought that was interesting, too, at the end, whenever they realized they'd won the money. They're sitting in there, and everybody's pissed off. But Otto, when he realized, like, that they'd hit, he was sitting there, even he was like, oh, shit, I'm about to get paid. I'm about to get my money, and was pissed off at his own goons after they shot Howard.
Right.
Which ultimately got him shot, you know?
Right.
I thought that was interesting, because the whole time, you know, he's running around the movie trying to whoop his ass and have his
Be like
goons
a
after him,
laborer,
and
yeah.
they're threatening to kill him and stuff, and you think that he really doesn't like him, but then obviously at the end he was bothered by it when they shot him. And it was like, well, bro, what'd you think this was going to come to? You sent some thugs after him, you know?
I wanted to go more on the journey with Kevin Garnett, though. I wanted to see, like, the behind the scenes of his character. His character was intriguing to me. Like, I was really entertained by Kevin Garnett. Like, I'd like to see him in some other movies, to be honest with you.
I think it was cool the way they mixed in actual footage. Like they used legit stuff, like, and they were showing you like, oh yeah, he was playing Game 6 last night. Then they're practicing this day, and then that's when they go see him or whatever. And then they even talk like, Kevin, you got a game tonight. You should be stretching out, And they were able to like, and I know we've seen that in other films.
Right.
But what we haven't seen in other films is like
actual footage.
Well, no, they'll show the actual footage, but you don't see them like show the players like in between the game or after the game. It's just like you might watch a movie. What was the old Whoopi Goldberg one? And she was like the coach for the Knicks or something,
Right.
And they would just do a whole scene, a whole played out scene just for the movie. But in this one, they were actually able to use Kevin Garnett's actual film and base the whole story around that. Like he scored this many points that night, and that's what won Howard that money. His game, actual footage, actual interviews, like it worked out. I don't know. I just like that.
Him actually playing is everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It almost makes me wonder if they wrote the movie based on the actual scene so that they can get the real emotions of Kevin Garnett when he was scoring. Because sometimes people put in those different kind of scenes and then the actor acts according to the scenes, but it's not even a real basketball game. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, that's
like
yeah.
Like what playoff game was that?
That was I don't know if that was the Eastern Conference semifinals. Been the 2012, I guess, Eastern Conference semifinals. I don't remember Philly making it to the Eastern Conference finals, so I want to say that would have been the semifinals, but don't quote me on that.
Right. It's like the realism of it, you know what I mean? What'd you guys think of the soundtrack? That kind of funky organ playing the whole time. Just
Man,
random
I can't remember.
Honestly, I was gonna say, I'm impressed that you remember the like I didn't. Like I was so. I felt like I had tunnel vision because I felt like I was Howard, man. I'm sitting there, all his interaction with everybody. I'm like, shit, boy, he's stressing me out. When people are like, calm down, I'm like, I am calm. Like it was. I didn't even hear the music. I mean, I heard the songs, some of the songs, but I didn't hear it working.
What did you think about it?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that music was terrible. It bothered me the whole time. I couldn't focus on the movie because the music was so terrible. Because usually, I guess for me, what I'm used to is that emotion of the music matching the emotions of what's going on, and I understand the chaos and all that stuff. But I just felt like the whole movie was cold. I couldn't get my head wrapped around any of the characters really care for anybody. The only person I really cared about was actually Kevin Garnett in the whole movie because I wanted him to succeed in his playoff game, but I didn't care about any of the characters.
Yeah.
It was like one of the first movies I've ever really seen where I just didn't care for any of the characters. I didn't care who lived and who died except for like Kevin Garnett, his success. I was kind of troubled by that, if that makes sense. Walking away like, I don't care that anyone died in that whole movie. I think it was kind of interesting.
It was kind of like, I mean, again, I think you tapped into Howard because it was like him when he's watching the game, right? He'd be so focused and everybody's telling him like, Howard, his wife's like, go put the kids to bed,
right.
Howard, then he's upstairs with his kid and then he's not even talking to his kid, he's just watching the game. He was so tapped into that nothing else.
Right.
He wasn't paying attention to shit around him at all,
wasn't.
And I feel like that's how it was when you were in the movie. You didn't get a chance to feel any other character because you were having tunnel vision just like he was,
Right.
It like forced you into that.
I definitely felt forced in this tunnel vision for sure. I couldn't even draw my
what was weird was
popcorn milk duds combo.
with all those diamonds, and then I seen that apartment. It was weird. Like you have that much money, but then that's the kind of apartment that you had. Does that make sense? It was weird.
Oh, the apartment, like his apartment. I thought it was pretty nice. The one he went to that he was living at.
Yeah, I mean, he had John Amos living in there. I don't know. Listen, I don't know that apartment was necessarily cheap.
Well, no, I mean, obviously, and plus where it's located, but I'm just saying, like, you look at his wife's house.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, yeah, obviously, like, they broke up, and then...
Yeah, but I don't think his wife... I think he was still on a budget.
It was, like, the lack of the comparison.
Yeah.
It
But
was weird.
His wife knew about the apartment, so I don't even think she was going to allow him to spend too much on an apartment. Because remember, she's like, kids, we're stopping by the apartment.
Right.
So it was like, it was known that there was this other apartment.
And he didn't even let his son in there. He was that's weird.
His son didn't know anything about it. No, about the other woman.
Yeah.
That was the thing. Like
That's
I
why
don't
they
think
didn't want
she
the
even
kids
knew.
in the apartment.
Who did?
The
No,
wife?
his wife knew.
Oh, okay.
His wife was well aware that he was cheating and stuff.
Yeah, but remember, that's what they hadn't told the kids.
Exactly.
Oh,
that's what I'm
it was.
saying.
And so that's why when
She-
he went in to drop a deuce-a-rooski in the neighbor's house, then the neighbor was like, "Oh, you got that fine girl living
Yeah,
with you."
and then he goes, "Who's talking about, Mom?"
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then
That
if you,
was why there was a secrecy.
if you notice too, when he said he wanted to go to the bathroom, and he was like, "Can you just hold it?" And the wife was like, "No, let him go up there and go," because
Yeah.
she wanted him. She was like, "Yeah, this is the opportunity. You're gonna get busted, and you're gonna have to explain this to your kid."
Right.
You know, because
Well,
she
I
was
think,
ready.
too-
She was ready to be done. She was ready to be done and tell everything, and he was the one that kept pushing it off.
Right.
Oh, he wanted to
kept
get back together. He wanted a second chance.
Well, yeah,
After
but even that night, remember, he had told her that he was done with the other girl.
Oh.
So I
Okay.
think that too, like, just from a woman's perspective, she's like, I want the kid to go up and see if the girl's actually there or not. You know what I mean? Sneaky
Do
little
you think the movie with the apartment being so stripped down, how you were saying, was trying to artistically show, hey, if you're greedy, going for riches, this is what it really looks like, a stripped down, bare, downtown
No.
apartment, and then the home life, what you should be going for is rich and loving with all the family members there at the table, breaking bread. Do you think there was any connection with those kind of
I think
metaphors,
that's. I
visuals?
mean, that's dope that your mind works that way and
Right.
puts it like that, because that's absolutely. I mean, sure, that could have been, but I think that's almost digging too. I don't think it was. They were going that deep with it.
You don't think so?
No, I think it was. I don't think there was anything like. It was like, this is the lesson you're supposed to learn from this film.
Right.
I think it literally was like, let me take you on a journey with this fucking crazy Howard Ratner,
Right.
and you see his life, and you know, I mean, because he disrupted our day for 2.5 hours while we're watching that film, you know, and I think that's what it was. He was a disruption to everybody's life that he was in, and he disrupted our lives too for that moment.
Right.
Oh yeah, you want to check it out?
Yeah.
Yeah, there might have not been like a full thing like they were trying to get at with the movie rather than just
Don't worry about it.
go on this journey with this crazy guy that can't let himself not win more. He just has to keep getting more and more and more of it. Like people might say they're trying to get into greediness, but I mean like he was just all over the place. Gambling, doing like what he waited 18 months for that gym to get there? Like that's kind of insane. I feel like wait for something that long that he was that I don't even know. Like I didn't really get it.
Do you think that whole movie was just a pure, like the joke's on us, just a pure chaos movie?
Yeah, I don't think
Bothering everybody, you walk out, and that's the attention it gets, is because it's so bothersome.
like I didn't really like right when it got over and I was like, what the fuck, dude? Holy shit! What kind of movie is this supposed to be right now?
I think the fact that we left there feeling like we needed to talk about it,
Was
good,
that
bad,
was
or
the
indifferent.
point? That
Good,
was-
bad, or indifferent. Like that was a good film. Just in that, like it became a conversation piece.
Right.
Yeah.
Like truly, like we all were up there and we were like, oh shit. Like some of us loved it, some of us hated it, but we all wanted to talk about it.
Did you notice that the what was it, like 5 deep next to you and me? They all left.
They all left.
Yeah, oh yeah.
They all
That
left.
was an older- it was an
the
older
first
crowd.
Two
They
older
did.
ladies, they left in like the first like
They
15,
did.
20 minutes.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
They were gone.
yeah. I mean, I think it's definitely gonna be one that, like that older gen. I wouldn't expect an older person definitely to sit through that
Right.
either.
Right.
Not that for no other reason other than they're definitely not gonna understand it. And then there's there's a hood element to it too. There's a little bit of everything, you know. Like I don't think everybody's gonna understand that. You know, that's a city life. You
Right.
know.
Now you were saying your family is a little bit loud, like some of the characters in that movie, and that was some of the stuff that you're used to.
Oh yeah, we were talking last night. Yeah, I definitely have high stressed, high energy people, loud. Like yeah, that's my entire family. So like when we get together, like it literally reminded me. He reminded me of my uncle a bit. My uncle Philip, man, love him to death, and he's just always go, just energetic, and it's like yo, chill, like let's calm down, you know. And we crack jokes about it all the time, but yeah, that's exactly who Howard kind of reminded me of a bit. And that's the reason why I say too, because I can make that correlation with that and somebody that I know.
Right.
It's like I don't see the negatives necessarily. Like I think some of that was misguided. Like I think that dude definitely he wanted to be a good person. He wanted to do the right things.
Right.
You know, but he just didn't know how, and that's what I'm saying. He's like an extreme example of a high energy, you know, person and stuff like that.
But even that character kind of realized like he's gonna go with the Garnett crew and protect that because the chaos of Adam Sandler's character was gonna bleed over into.
Damani knew.
Well.
Oh yeah. Oh boy knew. Like
So
he was like, we got into practice. He didn't sell him out. He was just like, when I got to that practice, like you're gonna mess up my connections.
Right.
I can't have this.
Right.
Just like he messed up his girls' connections with the Weeknd.
Right.
You know. Now, granted, I was going to go somewhere else, but she was like trying to handle herself, and then you know. Yeah.
Do you ever have people in your life that are like that character of Adam Sandler, causing you chaos all the time?
No, I cut people out, man. I don't, if I had somebody like that, and that's what I say too, I don't mean to, when I said I have people in my family who are high energy like that, I don't mean to, they're nothing like to that level. I legitimately was saying like, just being anxious and stuff like that. But yeah, if I had a person like that, dude, I couldn't be around him. I couldn't. I would lose my mind.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Would you watch that movie again? Like,
Absolutely.
and how soon?
Shit, I'd go watch it tomorrow.
You would?
Yeah, I like, because there's things, like once I watch a movie, I know how it ends, right? I want to go back, and like if it's a movie that I enjoy, I want to like pay more attention to other people. Because that movie, I was kind of forced. I was trained on Howard the whole time. Mm-hmm. Now I'd want to watch the people around him and the short interactions.
Right.
I'd want to see their reactions to him. I want to see Homeboy, you know, that killed him. You know, like I want to see him. He said early on in the movie, "I'm gonna kill you."
Right.
You know, and you know he beat him up and roughed him up and shit throughout the movie, but you never thought he was gonna actually do it.
Right, and then he actually did it.
And then he actually did. You know.
It's kind of trippy.
Yeah, I mean, it is, but it isn't. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's much to it. It's like, yeah, motherfucker, you keep pushing me, it's gonna happen.
Do you think all the right characters got killed in that movie, or should someone else should have died?
I don't watch a movie and be like, oh, kill everybody. No, I don't watch
Just
it.
fall for this one.
Right.
Everybody but Kevin.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
I wanted everyone to die in that movie, except for Kevin Garnett. I don't know why.
Oh my gosh.
Just the weirdest laugh. Ha ha ha. Just, fuck those guys.
So, Nick, did you want everybody to die as well?
No. I mean, I feel like he definitely got what was coming, but I mean, not everyone.
Right.
If anything, Kevin Garnett, I don't know. He had some shit come to him soon too. Like, acting up like that.
No, I just liked it because when
Good
he
thing
did.
you weren't an actor in the movie, babe. Ooh.
I dug it though, just because like when he was killed, boom, that energy was gone. Like it was just like it ended abruptly. It's like,
Right.
It went dead silent too.
what's that?
It went dead silent.
It did. It did. He was talking, and now loud noise. You heard the TV, everything, and all of a sudden you heard nothing.
Yep.
And again, I think that was just part of being on the ride with Howard. We were tapped in.
I feel like you kind of knew he was gonna die, and I feel like it was gonna happen. But I kind of like how they waited to the end.
Well, yeah, if they killed him in the middle, there'd be no story.
Well, obviously, I mean, like, not like kill him, it's over. I mean, like, kill him, see what happens to the family. Like, where does the money go? Like, you wanted to see a little bit more.
Yeah,
Like, sometimes they kill off a main character, not right when it's supposed to end. I mean, it goes like another 20 minutes, but no, it ended right when he died, pretty much. Yeah.
Do you think all the characters had like a happier life after?
Oh, guaranteed. What the fuck?
Like they're just like finally we can move
That's
on.
a good question. I do. I think
Or do you think anyone missed him?
I think Julia, his girl,
she
she
got
just
him.
got Howard tatted on her ass, bro. She definitely missed him. I think she's probably the only one. Like, I think even his kids to a degree, man. I think like his oldest son, you can see a lot of Howard in his oldest son.
Oh,
he
yeah,
was already gambling. He's like, oh, Dad, I got $25 on this game or whatever,
Right.
you know? So
Right.
he's going to be the second coming of his father. But I think the rest of them, no. I think they'll be sad, obviously, initially, but I think that really is it. I think
Like the daughter
Julia...
that was in the play,
No, she didn't give a damn about it.
No.
Right.
She didn't, and then there was one other kid, the youngest, and I think it'd be too. But yeah, I
He's
think
just too young to know.
I think Julia would be the only one. She'd be in a room howling with her $1.2 million, chilling.
Listening to The Weeknd.
Right. right.
More than likely.
That's
It's crazy though if you think about all the different. I'm sorry, I'm bouncing back, but if you look at all the characters, even the jeweler that they went in and he traded in or put on a pawn for the Kevin Garnett's. Even that guy was looking to make a come up each time. Remember when he swapped out the ring?
Yeah.
And he was looking to make a come up each time. It was
Right.
just, it was greed.
Yeah, that's
The
exactly.
entire movie.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Maybe that's what bothered me about the whole movie. It's just the greed just bothered me.
But-
Maybe that's why I didn't
That's why everyone
Had all
deserved to
those
die,
emotions.
right?
I don't
Yeah.
think we see that.
kill off the whole infrastructure of greed. It just bothered me.
Yeah, I think it's the East Coast hustler mentality though.
Oh,
like
yeah.
you're gonna, and that not even the East. I mean, that's everywhere. That's really everywhere. You just don't. It's not as upfront out here, like in the West, as it
Right.
is on the East Coast. But East
Right.
Coast are hustlers. You know, that's like it's fast paced. I think they captured that. I dug that. But yeah, you see that greed, but I think it's everywhere. It's always in your face.
Right. Do you think this movie is trying to showcase like a bigger picture, like where we're at in America and where everyone is in business and what we're trying to accomplish? Like, you know how sometimes movies kind of portray.
I think it's hard to
Real
say,
life.
but I do think that, it does coincide with a lot of things. Like, your average person is never satisfied. They're always looking for the next best thing. And, that's something that we're told to do is, be happy in our toil. But
Right. Well, I feel like that whole movie was like Christmas shopping. Like what it feels like to just like go through the rush of life. Everyone's trying to get a certain item, what we're doing to get there, how we're treating people on our way there. It's just like going out and shopping for people during Christmas. I hate it. And that movie totally reminded me of like Christmas shopping the whole time I was watching it. I just wanted to go home and call it good, you know what I mean? What do you feel?
Yeah, no, I
You love the movie, so
I
one's getting
did.
gifts.
I'm going to see the movie again. I'm going to see it again.
You know what's jazzing you up about it though? That makes you feel so.
Because anytime a movie or it's like music, anything, like
Right.
if it moves me to some sort of emotion,
Right.
I dig it. Even if it's a negative one sometimes, because it's like shit. Because normally I feel like I can just kind of, I'd be wrapped in my own chaos.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so for somebody else to bring their chaos and it impact me, that's a big deal to me. Like I'm like, and that's what this movie did to me. It fucking moved me. I was like, damn, got me feeling some type of way. And when it ended abruptly, I'm like, oh shit, like it's like it went away and I went back to my world and I was like, okay, I dug that. Like I literally, when he got shot, that made the movie for me.
Really.
Yeah, I mean,
But what makes that about that whole movie? Want you to go back and go through that whole experience again.
because I want to see if I have if it'll be the same the next time. Like maybe next time I watch it, it will be quieter because I will be able to just focus on
Right.
something else and not focus on Howard and being all crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll be able to just kind of like, all right, let me watch his wife and how she, interacts with everybody else, or let me watch his girlfriend or whoever,
Right.
Damani or whatever, and see what they're doing,
Totally.
more because I got like I said, I got caught up in him the whole time, and I felt like I was him. Just
Well, you could
stressed
tell
out,
Denani,
anxious.
he was getting real fed up. Like, even, like, before everything started hitting the fan, he was just like, fuck, man, like, I'm tired of him. Like, the facial expression he made when he first brought Kevin Garnett in there, and he was, like, talking to him, he just made this face where he's just like, fuck, man. Like,
I do remember.
like
that.
I know what's going on now, like, shit. But, yeah.
Did you make me pretty?
I think you look pretty good.
Looking good. Pretty good.
Pretty good. I'm not a plastic surgeon, but
Do you think
Good
it's one of those
barber.
movies that you could see? Would you watch it more than twice, or would you? Is this like one of those mystery novels where you just want to peel back the layers and like really get into it more?
Oh, I mean, I don't know if I would watch it more than twice. I would just. one more time, I'll probably be good after that.
Right.
It'd be one if it's on in the future, and yeah, it'd be on TNT or TBS or something. Would I watch it in the background? Maybe. I don't know.
Right. Nick,
Did
would
you
you watch
like
it again?
Did you like the movie overall, Nick?
I like parts of it. I didn't like the whole thing.
Yeah.
All right, so how do are we gonna do like a rating system, or you just?
Oh, we don't have to rate it.
You know?
I mean, if you like the movie, you like it. But if you don't, you don't. Like,
All right,
any
so
of these movies out there-
general consensus.
Yeah.
Like it or not? Did you
Yeah.
like it?
No. Well, there's parts in there I liked and parts I didn't like. There's.
Well, no shit. But
Yeah, but-
overall, you got to give it. It's
No,
a
I wouldn't-
pass or fail. What are you giving it?
I wouldn't watch it again, so it'd probably be a fail. to
Well,
me.
if you wouldn't watch it again, then you failed it. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
I'm failing it. Double failing it.
That's fucked up.
That's how bad it did. That's how I did not enjoy the whole movie.
Oh.
That was
I'd give it a pass, and I say because I think that there's definitely a crowd out there that would enjoy
Sure.
that movie.
It's gonna.
Like I
have
said, I didn't like it. I
Right.
didn't hate the movie. It wasn't, you know what I mean? There was parts of it that weren't bad. I did not enjoy the greed part of it, but I mean, you know, I think that that's something that in that gambling world and that like always trying to go to that next step. Like I've never gambled in my life. And it's not something. So do you get what I'm
No,
saying? Like
I'm-
for me, it's not like something I would super vibe on. But I do know that there's people out there that are like, you know, into that sort of thing. Now,
I go to
I'm not gonna
Vegas and have
lie.
to spend money on drinks because I don't gamble.
Yeah.
Like they don't bring me the free drinks because
Right.
they're like, you're not playing.
Yeah.
So I get it.
But
I'm
I
not a
mean-
gambler.
But I'd be a liar if I were to sit here and say that like during the game I'm like, yep. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, well, I think y'all know where I stand with it. I pass it. I mean, like I said, I think it's going to be one of those that kind of have like I don't want to say a cult following because it's not going to be like a cult-like movie, but I think
Right.
there's definitely, it's so polarizing. People are going to love it or hate it. And I'm kind of on that love it end, and not like it was like great cinematography or great, you know, like plot. I just like the way it made me feel. I appreciate the fact that it made me feel some type of way. It was an icky way. It wasn't feeling good, but that's
Definitely
it's
brought me
entertainment.
down.
That's what it was there for, you know. Like I wasn't searching for this deeper meaning, and I need to leave here and feel like a better human being. It was like it brought entertainment to me
Right.
for that moment. I was like, okay, you brought some chaos to my life, Howard Ratner.
Right. I can agree with you on that part because if there's any way that movie made me feel is I don't want to be like any of those characters in the movie. So if there's anything I definitely got a feeling about, that's probably what it'd be in.
Right.
I don't want to be a part of that lifestyle, those people, those characters, the whole story. So I understand what you're talking about.
You having that feeling where you just like you want him to get caught or shot or something like that, and then it happening, yeah, that relief, it like because you feel it like you were feeling like almost anxiety, like fuck man, like he's just too crazy. Yeah, I feel like it's pretty good that when it actually happens, like you felt that relief, like damn, that's like what I was waiting for this entire time.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little worried that both of y'all were just like praying for murder the whole film because I didn't feel that way. But
No, not that because he got shot, you felt like that. It was just like either he needs to get in trouble or some shit, not get shot.
Paul's like kill everybody.
Yeah,
Nick was like,
okay.
I couldn't wait for him to get smoked. Good stuff though, man. I appreciate
You
the
wanna
haircut.
check
I've been needing this. Oh boy. I appreciate it, brother.
Yes, sir.
And I think that'll do it,
Yeah,
right?
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Looking forward to doing this some more, checking out some more films.
Heck yeah.
I don't know, there's some good ones coming up. What was it, 1917?
Yep.
Might be our
That
next
one's
one.
coming
So,
out.
yeah, I think that'll
Dropping
be.
Monday, I
That'll be a
believe.
good one. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll check that out, and hopefully you all tune in, and you'll have more from us with Flicks and Fades.
I can't say it.
Flicks and Fades. Flicks and Fades. There you go.